Hey, welcome in. This is a video pleasure edition of the show. No music or anything to lead in.
There's music.
I know. I just can't hear it, but I'm sure it is. It's Conor McGregor special. Serta, who loves himself some
If you
Conor
had
McGregor.
headphones on, you could hear it.
I don't want him on. They don't wear headphones on TV generally. I don't need them
I
either.
think they have earpieces.
Whatever. I'm just gonna trust you, which I shouldn't. But welcome in. This is an abbreviated video version of the show. We are not on tonight, but we are on Sunday after the McGregor Mayweather fight, which is something I want to touch on a little bit. I don't know. We talked about this yesterday. I don't feel the buzz. I'm going to watch the fight. We're going to be at Binkley's, which will be on Facebook Live on 610 Sports at 610sports.com. So beware of that. Who knows how that will get. You've seen Binkley with beers, and we've seen all of us hammered, and I'm a little nervous for how that's going to go. Whatever. It doesn't have to be. It's not sponsored, so you know what the hell I'm talking about. But, so the fight, I'm not as excited. I thought it would be a big deal, and it's not as big of a deal as I thought it would be. But there have been some interesting stories that come out, and I'm kind of looking forward to probably after the fight to see how boxing and UFC are going to recover.
I think your microphone's blocking my face.
I don't care. Are you good?
That's a little better. I mean,
So,
I am the co-host. I think people should
yeah, but they just need to see a little half of you. You only get 59 seconds on the
my
show.
My mic doesn't extend anymore.
Yeah, you should. You look like
lower,
an idiot.
You could lower yours a little bit.
No.
That'd be the
Is that better?
thing to do.
Is that better?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. Some people want more than 59 seconds of Steven Serta.
Not many do. But no, let's get to this, though. So, after this fight and this ridiculous fight, which Floyd Mayweather will win, and if he doesn't, I am sure they did it on purpose to try to get you to buy another fight, which you will. But, so UFC, I thought, was really going to take a big push from this. And then John Jones goes and gets popped because he's using more steroids. Because they were setting it up. John Jones had beat Cormier, and he's back. He's the champ. And then he goes and calls out Brock Lesnar. And that's a fight I'd pay for. Like, we're looking at, we see Floyd and we see Conor, and they're showing us the big, larger-than-life fight that pulls in casual fans and not just boxing or UFC fans. That would bring in, like, I would be amped to see,
of course,
John Jones and Brock Lesnar. Then we find out that John Jones was old shit again during the Cormier fight. And so he stripped. He got suspended over a year last time. Who knows what's going to be.
I think that's why he made Daniel Cormier cry, because he was on steroids.
Yeah, Daniel knew. Like, to me, I come a couple of ways in this. First, before we get to an asinine, and I believe asinine statement that Serta made earlier. It is.
Not true.
With a capital A.
It's factual.
It's not factual. We'll get to that in a second. Don't you think it would be just advantageous and people would probably get even more pay-per-view buys if we just allow Brock and John Jones to be on steroids?
Yes.
I think it would be better.
I don't have an issue with that at all.
Like, to hell with weigh-ins. I think it should be ejection ins. Like, we should be able, there should be film, both of them.
They should shoot them up.
Yes, I don't know.
Right before they step into the
I don't know if they should both, like, it should be a set up on a stage where they both have beds. I don't know how injections work. But they just both come in.
Where he talks about that.
They both come in, and instead of the weigh-in, we watch them get ejected, and we get to find out what drugs they're getting injected into them. Like, I think I would be much more.
It's a nice cocktail.
Yes, look at this. Oh, look how he took it. That's the one Brock likes.
Testosterone and human growth hormone.
That's the one that he beat Mark Hunt with. Like, that was like we wanted. Like, I would watch that fight. This is
really
reckless, by the way.
The gold standard of steroid cocktail right now in the sport.
This is reckless, by the way. Put on your seatbelts to Recklessville, because that's where we are. But I'm serious. Like, if you found out, okay, you know what, John Jones and Brock Lesnar are going to fight, it may or may not be sanctioned. But what we're going to do, since these both guys have a problem with using roids, we're just going to allow them to use steroids. And both of them, we're going to know that they're going to be on steroids, and we're going to know which steroids they're going to use. Tell me that would make you want to buy that fight.
I'd be all over it.
I want to go.
I've been saying they should allow steroids for years.
I'd be more pumped for it than him and Cormier when I'm thinking John's clean.
Baseball's done nothing but go downhill since they started cracking down on steroids.
But I think it even would be better if we knew. If we knew they were taking it and what they were taking, I think we'd learn things about steroids. But let's get to your asinine statement. We were texting over this, and you said to me, when you found out that John Jones, and obviously Serta is a fan. Serta is a John Jones fan.
I love him almost as much as I love Jameis Winston.
We found out about this. Serta starts texting, this is just so sad. He had a chance to be the best fighter of the planet.
He's the youngest champion in history. He's never been beaten by anyone.
So I had no problem when he said best fighter on the planet. But then he went to the steps of he was going to have a chance to be the most popular fighter in the world. No.
Because he already was for a little while.
No, Serta.
And then got suspended and didn't fight for like 2 years. And he's got one loss, and it's not really a loss. It's a disqualification in a fight that he was absolutely dominating. It's a guy who I don't believe is even a fighter anymore.
Serta, is he the best fighter at MMA? Yes, I would agree. I could agree with that. He's never lost. But he's not Conor in terms of full popularity. He does not have the charisma that Conor does. He can't sell fights like Conor can. He's never going to be
because he was the young star, the up and coming star that was supposed to be the next Anderson Silva for a decade in mixed martial arts, and he hasn't gotten that opportunity because he continues to have issue after issue after issue.
Steve Francis was the young star. Steve Francis didn't go take over the league.
He did win that dunk contest at one time.
Steve was the young star. Yeah, until Conor McGregor.
But John Jones does have that charisma. He does not carry himself that way. Charisma. He can do the Conor. He can absolutely be the wrestling heel who can carry your franchise.
A lot of people can cuss people out, be the heel. Doesn't mean that they draw people.
John Jones
Conor McGregor
wants to kill people.
I agree with you. That doesn't mean
he legitimately wants to cause them harm and make sure they don't ever want to fight again.
I will say that I'm a casual fan, and I'm telling you, the only time that I really have listened about John Jones is his fight with Cormier. But it was both sides because there was hatred between both of them. Like, it does not matter who Conor fights. He draws people to him. It does not matter at all who Conor fights. Conor's fighting Nate Diaz, who I know can't read. You think Floyd's dumb. Nate can't read, doing vape in press conferences. He's throwing water bottles at people. I
think his brother just refused to pay taxes for like 6 years.
Conor wore a pinstripe suit that just said F you all the way down. Yes. F-U-C-K and pinstripes all the way down. He is forced with his mouth alone. He has forced fights with Floyd Mayweather.
But Conor filled the void that a guy like John Jones
can't fill
him to fill because John Jones wasn't around. Conor filled that void because MMA didn't have the personalities, and Conor stepped in to become that personality the same way that Ronda Rousey was for a while.
John Jones.
And she did the same thing when John Jones had to step away from fighting and step out of the spotlight. Ronda was right there. That's why Ronda became such a big star.
John Jones is not a big enough star, and nor will I think he ever be a big enough star to make a guy like Floyd Mayweather feel like he is somebody he should come out of retirement to fight because the money makes sense because people care about it enough. I'm sorry, man. You get that. That's a big thing. That's one thing. I'm not gonna lie. I am a casual UFC fan, maybe even less than casual. I'm a casual UFC fan, man. He's not on the same page in terms of popularity and people knowing as Conor McGregor.
But he
doesn't. And I've watched it.
Though, he's
never been on this level that Conor McGregor's on.
He was on the cusp of it when he won the title, and he was the youngest champion in UFC history, and was the most dominant fighter in the world. And then he just took a nosedive.
Sort of, Conor's in like John Cena territory.
And then this was
Conor gets his ass beat in fights. But Conor loses and still is popular.
But this was supposed to be his reascension to the top when he came back and he won the belt, and he did it in dominating fashion. He's only had 2 fights in his career where you could argue guys were even close to him. And it was because I don't think he really cared to beat them all that much, so he was just dicking around.
He may be the best fighter in the world, but he does not have the charisma or the
I don't
draw
believe
ability.
that. I think that
I
he
know you
does.
don't because you're a fan. He does not have the draw ability that Conor does. Evander Holyfield is a better fighter than Mike Tyson, and it is.
Evander Holyfield.
But Evander Holyfield does not have the drawing
It's
power.
boring enough to make me fall asleep.
I
while
know
I'm
it.
driving.
So is John. And Evander doesn't have the drawing power that Mike Tyson did. You're absolutely wrong on this. Please text or tweet us at Ronnie H Show, at Steven Serta. Let us know if you agree with me or him. It's asinine. You're crazy. There's no way. I love John Jones. Might be able to kick anybody's ass, but John Jones can't sell a fight.
Now with this whole McGregor
And
Mayweather debacle, no matter what happens tonight, the UFC tomorrow, the UFC has set themselves up for failure moving forward because Conor is the last star that they had without John Jones.
If you want to sponsor us, Kickstart.
Yeah, I would love that.
We give you so much damn love.
I
can do it right now. Midnight Grape. Man, it goes down smooth, and I'm up 5 hours later. Hell, 6 hours later. Midnight Grape. Kickstart.
I buy
Take
quick
a drink.
I buy Quick Trips. I buy
the
their
show
entire
does.
inventory of the pineapple orange mango.
All right, that's us. I'm Ron the Show. Steven Serta. It's crazy. McGregor. Jones will never be McGregor. We are out.